Welcome to this breakout. Security as code, shifting left to accelerate the integration of the security policy in the build and test phases, right now with Gérald Préau.
Thank you, Alexis. Today, I will present you the security as code concept, but before we will back on the as code concepts. The infrastructure as code allows you to script in the application code all deployment automation of the full infrastructures which will host the application. It uses some technologies like Terraform. In an identical way, configuration as code allows you to script the whole application settings, always with the main goal to create automation and reproducibility. It uses technology like Ansible. In this new session, we will focus on the security as code concept, which it aims to integrate security settings at the same level than the application. This method allows the DevSecOps team to release continuous delivery, including event-state security. This is possible with the Trusted Application Factory. Security as code strategy, success, rests on three essential criteria. Simplicity, it means no extra learning. Or new technology usage, or to acquire some new language skills. The usage of the solution by the development teams have to be intuitive. Integration in a CI/CD pipeline and already existing tools. Adaptability, the goal is not to impose new processes, but rather to adapt to organization and internal company processes. During this session, we will present you how the Trusted Application Factory solution allows you to reach the goals. As example, we will use a dummy REST API to protect. This API allows to read, create, or delete articles. For each article, a user can add a rating for article evaluation. The API has a dedicated endpoint for ratings. Here, /rating. Get all rating using get method. Add new rating using post method, or delete a rating using delete method.
Let's have a look to the GitLab project with the API source code. In the app folder, we find the controller, the model, and the root. In the root, we can check the endpoint definition with a different method, get, post, and delete. In this project, we also have some automatic tests with some tests on the article endpoint, checking the good behavior of this endpoint. Finally, we have the security folder made up of two files, one for the general configuration of the security with a context description, and the second one with exception definition. There is also the pipeline configuration. We can see the build and the test step. In the test, we see the service for the WAF with the configuration before running the test. If we have a look to the pipeline, we can see for the version in production, V1, the two-step build and test are pacing. And in the project container registry, we can find the two images used in the project, the build and the WAF.
We want to add a new feature to our API project, which will give the possibility to customer to add a comment in addition of the rating. In the API project, we have created new controller files, comment rating.js, which describe all required methods.
Let's go to the API source code to add the part on the comment management. We implemented a controller dedicated to this new endpoint and the model of the comment object. The different attributes. The comment attribute is used to store the comment itself. We will update the route to add the new endpoint. First, we reference the new controller, and then we add the new path to the command endpoint. With the manage methods, so the get and the post. The get to find all existing commands and the post to create new commands. We also add a path to a specific command. It will be used to find a command from an ID. We now go to the test section to see the new file that will be used to test specifically the command. Here we test the creation of a new command with this text. As soon as all is done, we are now able to commit the modifications in Git and push it to the server. As soon as the modification will be pushed to the server, a new pipeline will be created. So let's go to the GitLab project and see the new pipeline. The pipeline is running currently in the build step, and as soon as the build step will be completed, the test is launched. We wait for the test results. So the test failed. Let's go to the details to find why this test is failing. We are seeing at the end the new test and the comment, and we got an error. The request was blocked by the security service, and if we look at the end to the security logs, we find the security logs on the comment. A path traversal has been detected, so we'll update the exceptions to manage this false positive. We'll rename the new rule because we decided to disable path traversal for the command part, because we know that this part is not used in the application and the API, and there is no risk with path traversal. So let's push this modification. The security modification will be pushed as the other part of the code, so we simply commit it and push it to the server. A new test job has been run, but we see that it's still failing. Looking at the security log, we understand that this is because there is an ID in the path, so the path changes from a request to another. We'll update the rules to manage this variable path. We add a match condition. And then we commit this modification and push it to the server. A new pipeline will be created. During the test running, you can directly see in live the details of the execution. The tests are running and all is okay. The job succeeded. We can now go to the pipeline to check that the test based. Yeah, it's okay.
For the next demonstration, we will take as example a customer request to implement an API improvement in production. The customer always uses the version 1.0.0. The rating system, rating endpoint, does not control received value. This version 1 does not include the last comment endpoint feature. We will write an add-on to control received rating values on an article. We will back on the version 1.0.0 and start a new branch.
We want to patch the version in production. So first of all, we have to create a new branch from the existing v1.0.0. This is the version before our modification on comments. So if we create the new branch, we get the v1.0.0, and we can see that all our modifications on comments have been removed, including the security configuration. Now, let's add a new check on the rating value to validate that it matches the good range between 0 and 5. If it's not the case, we'll send a response to the client indicating that the value is invalid. Then we will add new tests to validate that this fix is working correctly. Meaning that we will test different values, a good value, 2, and 2 bad values, 1 negative and 1 higher than 5 with a 6. So all is ready now. We can commit our fix in the project and push it to the new branch. A new pipeline will be run on this new branch, so let's go to the GitLab project. First of all, we see that there are now 2 branches, master with the last modification, including comment. If we look on the security configuration, on the master we have all things related to comment, but in our new branch we don't have this exception specific to our last modifications. A pipeline is running on the version 1 branch. If we have a look to the test job, we can see that all tests are running, executed, and working, including the new tests on the rating value. It means that this new version can be pushed in production, and the security is aligned with this v1 version. Let's have a look to the pipeline. All is okay. Build and test passed.
Trusted Application Factory gives possibilities to dedicated security teams to create security resources and release them to DevSecOps team. As a member of a dedicated security team, I have created 3 designs of workflow. 1 standard workflow, 1 advanced workflow, 1 expert workflow.
Let's take the role of the security team. The security team is working directly in the GUI. Here we have defined 3 different workflows: the standard one, the advanced one, and the expert one. In the standard one, we can see different workflow parameters. So now let's have a look to these workflow parameters. In the standard configuration, we have the application type, the data format, application language, the application persistence, and finally the operating system. These parameters does not require any security skills. The advanced configuration is using different workflow parameters. And finally, the expert one will offer the ability to enable or disable each security engines. To use this one, the DevSecOps teams need some security skills. So now let's take the role of the security team. The team updates the pipeline configuration to use the security service embedding the 3 new workflows. To use it, in the security configuration, the team will define the workflow to use, here the standard one, and the workflow parameters. If the DevSecOps teams want to use the expert configuration for his project, it can do it by changing the name of the workflow and setting the parameters. So we have seen how a security team can define standard configuration that can be reused by the DevSecOps teams and give to the developers some autonomy on security.
In the last demonstration, we have a security champion into the DevSecOps team. As a security champion, you don't want to connect to any product GUI to make configuration. You just want to use the same facilities as the developers. And for that, the Trusted Application Factory allows him to code directly the workflow mechanisms using YAML files.
Trusted Application Factory offers the possibility to the team who want to do so to go further in the security configuration within the application code by replacing the standard workflow by a specific one, defining with the workflow as code. It is done in a new YAML file in which the developers can directly implement the workflow. We can see several actions and some if blocks in this example. To use it, we have to update the pipeline configuration by adding a new lines that will push this workflow as code configuration to the security service.
The Trusted Application Factory will convert this YAML file into a functional workflow. Security test will use this workflow. This is possible to detect anomalies during testing phase. To resume, our security champion can write the workflow using code and directly in the application repository at the same level than application code. He can write as code, exception, pen test, security rules, and now the whole workflows. He can use the versioning facility to synchronize application version and security items, with possibility to go back or create new branches. This is now possible to create an enhanced security in continue, which is following application evolvement. During this session, you have seen integration capacities of Trusted Application Factory into a project pipeline. The goal was to put security at the same level that the application code during testing phase and beyond. Trusted Application Factory is easy to integrate into pipeline because it uses approved technology by development teams. Finally, nothing is new for them. It is possible to use integrated versioning tools to calibrate security level depending the application version. It is possible to adapt Trusted Application Factory images and its configuration files. Security configuration files are written using YAML format, which is a popular language. Security is at the same level that application code, perfect for reactivity and proactivity, closest place to the team who really knows the application. The code is available for the team. It simplifies the knowledge sharing and review. It improves the team application. Risk management is mastered by ability to deploy, roll back the application with its infrastructures, the whole configuration, and now the associated security. Cost reduction, which is explained by the whole flexibility ensemble. This session is now over, and I hope I have responded to your expectation about the implementation of the security as code concept using the trusted application factory. Let's continue this discussion. Do not hesitate to comment or to write us questions. And don't forget to have a look on the other workshop. See you. Thank you.